Alright, our next destination. Tokugawa Restoration Labyrinth, Part 3. I thought I could help you make a headway faster once I made some progress on my analysis on the labyrinth's pattern. But I'm afraid its layout is still just too difficult for me to predict. I'm sorry. Don't be sorry, Mosh. Unless you're doing a lot of helping in the background. Please don't be... Please, don't be. All the speed in the world isn't going to help us if you just end up running around in circles. I'm sure it would be taking even longer if we did not have you leading the way, Tatsubon. Oh yeah, I'm pretty sure that would be the case. Relatively speaking, one could even argue that we are already hurrying as quickly as we can. At any rate, analyzing the labyrinth's data is primarily my job, so I promise I'll be doing everything in my power to figure out what still lies ahead. Ugh, God, my voice. And I promise I'll do my best to help you keep you all healthy. Speaking of which, you've been walking for a pretty long time now. Are you holding up okay, Master? I should be fine. I might feel a little dizzy. Well, I can't have that. Well, we can't have that. Okay, let's take a break then. We're getting nowhere fast if we push ourselves too hard too soon, after all. This place looks kinda like a living room. Maybe there's a futon we can lie down on somewhere. ... A futon? In the Ooku? Oh god, Kira, please just don't go on those dirty thoughts you have right now. At this point, I'll think of anything soft would do. What about that sitting cushion? Are there any of those there? Oh my! Anything soft would do. God damn it, Kira, please. So that's what we need now, isn't it? Something soft upon which Master can lay in a sweet repose. You must be referring to a woman's body, yes? God damn it. No, just no! Oh, forgive me. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people will pick the first option, just saying. I suppose I was so distracted that I spoke thoughtlessly, even crudely. Perhaps I may have, at times, a somewhat lurid turn of mind. That's what I call having a pervy mind. Oh, how embarrassing. I just hope I haven't said anything to arouse your ear. Lucid turn of mind, she says. Well, everyone makes mistakes now and then. Please, pay it no mind. I'm more interested to hear what it was you were talking about. If you're feeling a little unwell yourself, maybe it would be good for you to sit up. Maybe it would be good for you to rest up too. Oh no, quite the opposite. I don't quite understand at first, but as we made our way through this first floor, I come to see how I might be able to help. In however small in a way. Master, you've been receiving mapping data from Lady Xion and Lady Mash, correct? Yes. May I borrow the device you have been using to read it, please? Sure, you can borrow it for a sec, just make sure you give it back to me. Sure. With me? Thank you, Master. Now, let's see what I can do with this data myself. I apologize if this is rude, but I am surprised you know your way around that so well. I'm impressed you know so much about computers as you do about Buddhism. Looks like you're adding some new numbers to the map. Fascinating! What is this data? And how are you elevating it? That's a good question, I suppose. The simplest explanation would be that I am merely taking the impressions I gather on my capacity of my true profession and quantifying them. Your true profession? Given how skilled you are as a nun, it's hard to imagine even doing other kinds of work. Teehee. Yes, I'm indeed a nun now, but I'm also a therapist of sorts. I forgot that she even mentioned that in the event. Oh wait, I think she was like a counselor in the CC event, if I remember correctly. Oh god, I need to read that because it went too fast. Is that everything? Yeah, okay. My calling entails listening to people speak of their troubles, helping them develop strategies of coping, uncovering the traumas they have buried deep within themselves, and then taking that pain away. I'm pretty sure she was exactly like a therapist in CC's event, if I remember correctly, unless I completely forgot about that, among other things in other events. I wouldn't say I would exactly choose it as a profession so much. I wouldn't say I exactly chose it as a profession, so much as I fell into it when I realized just what it was I want doing. I see. Well, that's not surprising. Well, not too surprising. I'm sure any highly virtuous member of the clergy would attract people wanting to lay down their burdens. After all, saving people is the core part of Buddhist teachings, right? Yes, that is right. The title given to those who devote themselves to saving all living things is... This is like her name of her MP, Bodhisattva. That is what I strive for, to do the best to save all living things, no matter how big or small, or anything else. Shogu Mugen Segido. The vow to save all living things. Homo Mugen Segigaku. The vow to learn as many things as possible. Hogu Mugujin, that, if I remember correctly, that's part of her MP as well. Posudo Mojin Segido, the vow to seek enlightenment. These are the virtuous vows that I have made to myself. I simply doing my best to uphold them. But the desire to save others is still, in itself, a desire. That I once thought of this as my calling only shows how far I am from enlightenment. But that is a party price to pay for one such as myself, to save those in need, or relieve them of their own earthly desires. Should it be necessary, I would gladly offer up my body and soul in service of those in need. I recognize those. Those are the 4 Buddhist vows any Buddhist Bodhisattva strives to fulfill. Oh, wait. Did you say 4? I only counted 3, exactly. I believe the 4th is called Bon no Moryu Segidan, and that is the vow to relinquish all one's earthly desires. I remember hearing about such things from the high priest I studied under as a young man, so as to apply them to my swordsmanship. I will only say that some things are best left unspoken. I have, of course, made that vow as well, but I imagine you and I interpret it rather differently. Excuse me? ... At any rate, it is thanks to all. At any rate, it is thanks to all of that that I happen to have a bit better understanding of what goes on in others' hearts the most. And that is, perhaps, why I was able to sense this. In a brief, the maids on this floor all feel as though they represent some condition of the heart. Huh. What do you mean? Actions and emotions are inextricably in link. Just as certain behaviors elicit specific feelings in an individual, so can it apply to any number of people. The opposite is true as well, to a degree. Creating feelings in someone can help determine how they may act. By the way of example, let's say a group of people is exploring a maze, and they come to a fork in the path. It is not difficult to imagine that those most enthusiastic among their numbers might choose one path to take, while the others, fearing caution, might take another. There you have it. I can understand that, because every people want to choose the cautious path and some other people take the more risky ones. If you wish your more eager parties to win, you merely place your goal at the end of the path they are more likely to choose, or do the reverse for the cautious. I suppose you're right. So with that in mind, and based on the paths we have seen so far, I was wondering if there might be some rules related to the heart of this floor that could help us determine the correct route. Those numbers I appeared into the map are my estimated based on these theories. And if I am correct, I believe that on this floor the more we follow our urge to keep moving forward, the more likely it will come to a dead end. Surprise ... Come to think of it, I might have noticed the same thing. That being the case, we can plot a way forward that will help us reach our goal. In essence, what we must do is lie to ourselves in a sense and choose a path that appeals less to our desire to make forward advances. Now that you mention it, there have been many times we have only found a way forward. Once we investigate a place like bathrooms and closets that you would think would be the dead end. And then there are the ways this path has been anything but straightforward. So you're saying there are laws governing these layouts? That is not all coincidence. Assuming my analysis is correct, yes, I think so. If that is true, it's gonna be a super helpful, so I can at least not traverse to the dead end so I can get to the next floor much quicker. This is great! I never thought you would be providing us with a helpful analysis like this on top of your fighting skills. Having you as the last servant of Kodea, true. Might just has been the best stroke of luck we have hoped so far. Might just been the best stroke of luck we could hope for. Fluctuations based on one's state of mind? I always analyze these rules governing this labyrinth. 3-dimension layouts on our end too, of course. But I never would have thought to include physiological parameters that accounted for how you felt by going down certain paths. I guess there are some things that only become apparent when you are actually out in the field. I cannot believe I missed this. Please, don't feel bad. It's only for our good fortune that permitted me to notice this. Besides, I doubt this one will be enough to see us to our goal. Well, it's better than nothing, I would say. At least we can get more progress done. Some part of this, I'm afraid, I cannot figure out. I must confess. And I expect we will encounter these paths in the future. That will be even harder to choose between now that we understand this governing principle. So, in those cases, we will still need to depend on Lady Kusanada no Tatsubon to show us the correct path. So it still comes down to my intuition, huh? I can do that. All that aside, you are really something else, Lady Shoshoin. Between your cool-headedness, your analytical insight, and your keen observation, I don't think you are quite like any monk I ever met. If it were all possible, I would love to hire you for. If it's all possible, I would love to hire you for the Ooku once this is all over. You could do that, but I would highly not recommend it because she has that one side of her that you don't know about. The Ooku's true intents are always working about one thing or another. If they could talk to you about their problems, I think you'll be able to help resolve them handily. What do you say, Lady Shoshoin? I'll be happy to reward you handsomely for your trouble. Oh my, that sounds lovely. Of course, I'll be happy to go where I am needed. Oh, but don't worry about a reward in such way. I love people so much. Guiding them to salvation is its own reward, among other things. Wait, something tells me that would be very bad idea. Yep. Oh, that's right. I'm your servant now. Yes, master. Forgive me, Lady Kusugawa no Tatsubon, but I'm afraid I must decline your kind offer to serve as the Oku's therapist. Sowaka? I guess that's like something in Buddhism? I don't know. Kira really has been a huge help, but something feels off about her. I get a feeling we should depend on Kira too much if we can't help it. I'll go with the first one. Kira's really been a huge help, but something feels off about her. Something indeed. That thing is still building up. Alright, let's go this way. Pathway Series Extra. Wait, this is extra? Is that part of the story then? There don't seem to be any differentiating factors between these two paths. I think we decided to rely on Tatsubon's intuition at times like this, so what do you think, Tatsubon? I think this is the way. As I told you before, my family has a great track record when it comes to choosing between only the two options. My family was right in sticking with Lord Akechi and Lord Koibikawa. Lord Akechi was right in his betrayal, and Lord Kobayashi was too. Granted, things didn't exactly work out well for them after all that, but that doesn't mean they didn't make the right choice. Now, come on! Oh, by the way, this seems like a good opportunity, so... Excuse me, I have a question, please! Now that's a good hand raise. It's too bad you're not here in person. or I'll be putting your head, patting your head right now. God damn it. Alright then, I think we have time for our impromptu wet nurse classroom. Go ahead. Thank you. This seems like a good time as... Thank you. This seems like a good time as any to ask. What's Mitsudaya Nomanatsu like? Well, he's an excellent retainer. He's been restoring the Shogun for a very long time. Did you say you also know him for a very long time, Lady Katsuga? Oh yes, I know him since he was this small. As you know by now, I was the Shogun's wet nurse. I cared for him like he was my own. Ever since he was born Takechiyo. I hate it when they broach names. And since his pages were with him all the time too, I of course credited for them as well. Pages? Oh yes, back then it was customary for boys from other samurai families close in age to the Shogun's heir to be assigned to him as a retainer right after he was born. My own son, Senkuma, was one of the Takecho's pages, and so was Joshiru. I'm just gonna call him Joshiru. The boy who would be later known as Mitsudaya Nomatsu. So I basically raised him too. Come to think of it, a certain someone's son was another one of my Come to think of it, a certain someone's son was another of one of Shogun's pages. Huh. But he was relieved of his duties at one point after he and Lord Takuyo had a falling out of sort. Okay. Ah yes, you speak of Mitsusuishi, my son. I am sorry for any trouble he might cause you, Lady Fuku. A system where rulers' retainers are assigned to them at birth, and they grow up together? Huh. Raising them like that would be certainly developing strong familial bonds, and would greatly reduce the odds of betrayal once they have begun their position. Well, that didn't do much good here, did it? That accursed treacherous Nobusa. No, wait. That won't do. A good educator can't lose their temper while teaching children. Alright. Fuku, deep breath. Anyway, Nobusa was always smart, but I'm afraid I might have focused on developing his intelligence to determine the other important qualities I should have known better. So he was a int build then. So he was more of a strategist than a soldier, huh? He also gained the nickname Wise Uzu at one point, after he was assigned to guard Uzu province as a Uzu no Kami. Maybe that went to his head. One ways than one. How is he with the sword? Good question. I think Lord Minoi there would be greater equipped to answer that than me. Nomatsu was one of the warriors assigned to protect the Shogun. He is a moderately skilled, but he always appeared to lack the resolve needed to walk the path of the sword. However, his own skill aside, he is intimately familiar with warfare. In that one sense, he is as strong as the fiercest samurai. After Lord Ieyasu won the siege of Osaka and united country Japan, After Lord Ieyasu won the siege of Osaka and united the country, Japan went several decades without knowing war. But then, it struck again, during the shogun's Nemitsu reign. Imitsu's reign. This was not a battle between reigning daimyos, but a revolt led by civilians called the Shimabara Rebellion. Perhaps you heard of it. I am familiar, but not me. I'm not like a big history buff for Japan, so I wish there was an option for that. Nomitsu was a general who led the shogunate's efforts to suppress it. That would all tell you how highly Shogun Ieyasu valued his abilities. That may be why he came to be known as one of the few samurai who still know war well, even in times of peace. Still, I remember the look in Nomitsu's eyes the day he returned from Shimabara. They were eyes of a man who had witnessed hell itself. Master, is it Shimabara Rebellion where, yeah, that one. Oh, what are you wrestling about over there? And why do you look so sad? I should warn you, it may come as a shock to you, Lady Fuku. Well, now I have to know. What are you talking about? Alright, let me ask you a question now. What might you come to a shock to me? Amakusa Shiro Tochida is also present in the castle of Kodea. What? Hold on, you tell me Lady Chacha, Lord Nobunaga, and Amakusa Shiro Tochida are all in the same place? Yep, pretty much. And here I thought the Ooku could be taxing at times. How could any possibly be relaxing in the workplace like that? I'm amazed you can handle it, Lord Minamori. Oh, it's not as bad as you think. Everyone knows their place. And is content not to make waves. It's very homey as far as work goes. And also get a lot of yummy food and tea. That helps a lot. I would say food and tea does make things a little bit better. I think I can stand now. So in the end, it all comes down to your Lord's ability to manage her people. Indeed. I see now. It all makes sense. In that case, I think you deserve another round. Pat 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 pat. Ah. Not that I mind, but why is she patting my head again? Oh hey, look at that! Oh hey, look at that! We reached the end of this quarter while we were talking. It would seem to be a dead end. How unfortunate. Damn, I guess it was a bad idea to make the easy... Damn, I guess it was a bad idea to take the easy seeming route after all. For some reason, the path to that seemed the most promising always turned out to be the dead end. This layout is just infuriating. Alright then, we just have to go... Alright then, we just have to concentrate even harder from now on. Alright then.